Hi there, everyone. This is Kendall from Sager Family Farm, and this is Tildy Chicken. So she's one of my smallest chickens joining me for our lesson today. Our lesson today is from egg to chicken. So we're going to be talking all about a chicken life cycle, how the little baby chick develops inside of the egg, and how the chick grows up from a tiny little chick into a full-size chicken. If you have any questions throughout, you can ask them over here in this screen or ask your parents to help you. Only I can see the questions, so no one else can see what you type. And sometimes I will have some questions for you, and I will ask them down here, and I'll point them out because they'll pop up, and you can give me some answers too. So then we'll get started. I'll try to answer the questions at the end too, because it might be a little tricky to answer them throughout, but if you type them in there, I will get to them at the very end. So we can start out with, I wanted to show you where the chicken's very first start is. So we'll start out looking at the nesting box, which if you joined me on Tuesday for our Farm Fun Chickens lesson, we know that the nesting box is the small back box on the side of the coop, and this is where the chickens lay their eggs. And I already have a question that'll pop up for you guys. So it should be popping up right now, right over there. And the question is, what is a group of eggs called? Is it just called eggs? Are they called a flock? Or are they called a clutch? So the chickens, when they first start out, they will lay an egg every single day. So just one egg, and they will wait until they have a large group of eggs, until they start sitting on them, till they grow. And thank you guys for answering. It looks like we're kind of split on what we think a group of eggs is called. So you could call it just eggs, but a proper name for a group of eggs is a clutch. So the clutch of eggs is what the chicken is going to sit on. A group of chickens is called the flock. So that's what a group of chickens is called, is the flock. So you're not far off if you were thinking eggs or flock. Those are both answers in the realm of chickens. So once the chickens lay that clutch of eggs and they have all the eggs, they start sitting on them so that they can all start growing at once. And I'm going to set down Tildy so she can have a little break while we look at the rest. And she'll come back and join us at the very end. She's got some treats to keep her busy. So the next thing we have to look at, I got some pictures of egg development. So on the very first day, the inside of an egg, this is what it looks like. So this looks like any old egg, just like our breakfast eggs. So the inside, the big yellow part is called the yolk. The part that we think of as like the egg white, so that clearish part on the outside of the egg, or after we cook the egg when it turns white, is called the albumin. And then these weird squiggly parts here are called the caliza. So that actually holds the yolk in place. So if I wanted to take a look inside of this egg while it's growing, how do you think I would do that? And I'm going to actually ask that to you guys right over here so you can answer another question is, how can I look inside of this chicken egg to see the growing chick inside? So we can break it open, we could shine a flashlight on it, or maybe I could use an X-ray machine. So I'll let you guys think on that for just a minute as I look at the egg as well. The things that are hard to see on this picture are, there's kind of some whitish parts around the sides, and those are the membranes. So there is actually an inner membrane. It's kind of like a little skin that wraps up the eggshell. And there's actually two membranes that protect the growing chick inside. So I'll start ruling out some answers for you over here. So it looks like no one's really going for break it open. Break it open, we would definitely see the inside, but our chick is no longer going to grow if we break it open. So it's a really cool experiment to do, though, if you are going to be having some eggs for breakfast. is crack it open and see if you can see all of these parts, because they are visible if you crack the egg open. So I think the most fun thing to look at is the chaliza over here. So these little squiggly lines. So see if you can find those if you crack open your own egg at home. The next one that I'll help you rule out, which is actually the next two, we can actually use both of these to see inside of the egg while it's growing. So let's take a look at our next picture, which is an X-ray of an egg. So we can definitely see the inside of this egg. I actually couldn't find an X-ray of a chicken egg. So this is actually a kiwi. So this is from the Auckland Zoo. They X-rayed one of their kiwi eggs. And let me just draw on top of it. Let's see. Hang on just a sec. Let me move where I am so I can see. And then now I can draw on top. So over here, this is the chick's head. And then this is the chick's beak. So kiwis have really long beaks. So you can see the chick's beak there. And then you can see the bones in the chick's spine curving here. So this chick is really curled up into a little ball inside of this egg. And then here, you can even see the legs of the chick. And then over here, these are the toes. So we can actually see inside of the egg using an X-ray. Unfortunately, I don't have an X-ray at home. It's a really big piece of equipment, and you can usually only find them in the hospital or a dentist office. Sometimes they have them, but I don't have an X-ray at home. And I'd be surprised if any of you guys had an X-ray at home. But what I do have at home is a flashlight. So some of you did say I can use a flashlight to see inside of the egg. And the reason why we can use a flashlight is we actually look at the shadows that the growing baby chick is casting as it grows inside. So here's what the baby chick looks like on day 1. So if we shine a flashlight on that egg, there's really no baby chick in there yet. It hasn't started growing. So the whole egg glows yellow. So that's all we see inside of the egg so far. But then if a hen starts sitting on this egg, the little baby chick will start to grow. So since I want to look at my eggs pretty often, I am actually using an incubator. So I use a box that keeps my chicks warm. So after this mama hen or my incubator has kept my chick warm for about 3 days, the baby chick inside starts to grow. And we can look right here. This little thing right here looks like a tadpole is the baby chick. All of these things going out here are the veins. So those are blood vessels that we can see in there. So now if we want to see what it looks like on the inside, so if we shine our flashlight on that egg, on the inside, we can actually see what we just saw there. So here is the baby chick, and here are the blood vessels. So this is after the 3rd day. So how long is it going to take for this little baby chick to grow into a full-size hatching chick hatching out of the egg? It actually takes 21 days. So that's 3 weeks that this mama hen is going to have to be sitting on her chicks, keeping them warm, or that I'm going to have to carefully keep them warm in my incubator box. So this is after just 3 days. And after 3 days, the little chick already has a heartbeat. So its heart is already beating. On the 7th day, the chick is getting pretty big. So let's see. I have another question for you. And that question is, what is this dark spot here? So you can answer me over here is, what is that dark spot? I'll publish it. So now you can see it over here. So what is that dark spot? Is that the chick's eye? Is it its head? Or is it its tummy? So in here, we can still see the blood vessels are growing. So those are still growing. We can see this part is actually the yolk. So the chick is actually eating the yolk inside of the egg. So the yolk is the food for the baby growing chick. And it looks like some of you are answering, and the answer for this is that green spot right there is the chick's eye. So we can actually see its eye. Even though it looks like the yolk is kind of going right there, the baby chick actually eats, when it's inside of the egg, through its belly button. So chicks have belly buttons just like we have belly buttons, and that's how we eat when we were inside of our mother's stomach and we were growing, is we eat through our belly button, and so does that baby chick. So great job answering that question. So now let's take a look at if we were to shine a flashlight on this egg, what is it going to look like? So on the 7th day, so that chick is getting pretty big, we can see right here. So it's not in the same position as the drawing. That's where the baby chick is. And the darkest spot right here is the chick's eye. And it looks like a little lima bean there. So that chick is growing. So if we look at what it looks like on day 3, the egg is not very dark. But then let's go back to day 7, so 1 week. And now the chick is growing, so the shadows are getting bigger. So now if we go to day 11, inside of there, this little baby chick is actually starting to look like a chick now. We can clearly see its beak, its eyes, lots of other body parts. And I have another question for you guys, is these little speckles here are gonna turn into the chick's first feathers. So what are those first soft feathers of a chick called? So what are the chick's soft feathers called? Are they called hair? Are they called fur? Or are they called down? And the chick is totally covered in them. They're very fuzzy after the first day that they're born. And you can see this chick is all curled up, just like we saw in that X-ray. So the chick is all curled up, and this is the position it's going to be in for hatching. This chick still has a lot of room to move around in. Oh, actually, sorry, I didn't publish my question for you. Now you can see my question right over here. Is it called hair, fur, or down? So this chick has a lot of space to move around. So you can sometimes, when you're shining the flashlight onto the egg, you can actually see the shadows moving inside. So the chick is starting to move around quite a bit. And I think the coolest thing, if it's a mama hen instead of an incubator, so all my eggs are inside that warm incubator box, the mama hen is doing a really good job taking care of these babies. She has to sit on those eggs for 21 days before she can get up and move around with them. And in those 21 days, in the first 10 days, she gets up, she has a quick drink of water, she eats a little bit, and then she runs back to the eggs so she can keep them warm. But after about day 11 or 14, so that's about halfway through to almost 2/3 of the way through, the mama hen does not leave her nest. She will not get up off of these eggs from that point, not to eat, not to drink, not to poop. So she's not going to move at that point. So mama hen has to work really hard to make sure this baby chick is growing. So now I'll answer your guys' questions, because it looks like a lot of you guys have weighed in on whether the baby chick's feathers are called hair, fur, or down. And the soft feathers that the chick is first born with are called down. So it's the down feathers. And adult chickens still have down feathers, but they're usually underneath their adult feathers, which are smooth, and they help keep water out of the soft downy feathers that keep them warm. So the chick is covered in soft downy feathers to help keep them nice and warm, but their mama chicken still has to protect them. So great job answering that one. So on the 11th day, if we shine our flashlight now, Now the chick is getting pretty dark. So those shadows are getting a lot bigger. So this chick, we can see it's growing quite a bit. So if we fast forward to the 18th day, so this is just 3 days before our chick hatches. So the chick is really starting to take up almost the entire egg. So I have another question for you guys because there is something kind of neat on this chicken. And the thing that I'm seeing over here is there's this little white dot on the tip of the chick's beak. And what is that thing? Is that a tooth? An egg, like piece of an eggshell or something? Or is it maybe just a piece of food that got stuck on the chick's beak? So what do you think that little white dot on the very tip of the chick's beak is? So what is that thing? So what we're seeing in here, so the chick, well, you guys have time to answer that. The chick is covered in these soft, downy feathers already. So she's grown in her feathers. She still has quite a bit of yolk that she's eating, but she's running out of space. So she's kind of hugging it like a pillow in bed. So she's kind of wrapped around right here. So, and it looks like a lot of us has weighed in on what is that on the chick's beak. So now I'll answer your guys' question. So is this, it looks like no one thinks it's food, but we're kind of split on people whether think it's like a part of an eggshell or whether it's a tooth. Because on Tuesday in our Firm Fun Chickens lesson, we talked about how chickens don't have teeth. That was a bit of a lie. It's a tooth. It's actually called an egg tooth. So that little tiny bump on the chick's beak is called an egg tooth. So it's a tooth, and it helps her break out of the eggshell. So it helps her break that eggshell so that she can start hatching. And that egg tooth actually falls off, just like our baby teeth fall out. So after 3 days, usually all chicks are going to lose that little egg tooth. So usually it happens sooner than that. So adult chickens do not have this tooth, and they only have it for the first 3 days that they're outside of that eggshell. So now if we're going to shine a flashlight on this, we're going to see pretty much the whole egg is dark, except for this bottom white part here. So that bottom white part is very, very, very bright. And that's because the chick is actually just this shadowy part. And that white part is actually an air cell. The chick takes her first breath inside of the egg. So there's actually a little air pocket so that she can breathe before she pokes a hole out into the outside world. And when she does go into the outside world, she actually she breaks one tiny little, so on the 21st day, she pokes a tiny little hole. And I actually have a video of the chicks starting to hatch. So this is actually Tildy hatching right now. So this is the chicken that I was holding in my hand at the beginning of this lesson. So over here, we can see the little pip hole. So there's one little poke. And Tildy, so her egg has like a big stripe on it right there. And that is called zipping. And if you watch carefully right down here at this bottom part, that is where she is poking more holes. So inside of the eggs, they turn and they poke, and they turn and they poke, and they turn and they poke. And it's called zipping because it kind of looks like they're unzipping their eggshell. So they keep poking these tiny little holes, rotating around in there. Oh, a little piece of eggshell just came off right then. So that's how the chick pokes and pokes and pokes. And she has to take lots of little rests as she's doing this because it's the hardest thing she's ever done. Those eggshells are actually pretty strong. So she can't just burst out of the egg. That's why she pokes those holes, is so that she can eventually break it in half. So I've got another video And this is actually a video of Ruby, the chicken I was holding on Tuesday. So this is Ruby hatching out of her egg. It's like going back through their baby pictures. So when the egg is unzipped enough, you can push both sides. So they're pushing with their shoulders and their feet until they pop out of the egg. So you can see she's kicking with her feet quite a bit, and now she's taking a little rest. So now we can go back to Tildy and see a video of her, because I think I missed her coming out of her eggshell. So this process, the reason why I have it in so many little video clips is because the chickens, this takes a long time. It can take them hours and hours to get out of here. So it took Ruby about 7 minutes from totally unzipping her egg to push it apart. So 7 whole minutes for her to push both halves apart. And this is Tildy, and she was just hopping around a little bit, so she's not very good on her feet. And I'll play that one more time so that you can see her kind of knocking into the eggs again. So she's not very good on her feet, so she's kind of wobbling around and she's knocking into the other eggs. And you might think, oh my gosh, the other eggs, what's going to happen to them? It's actually kind of helpful for the other eggs, for this chicken to be bumping into them, because her tiny little peeps actually encourage the other chicks to start hatching. So her little bumps and peeps are helping them start to hatch. So then, after that, we want to go and move the chicks into a brooder. So the brooder looks like this. So this part up here, this is a heat lamp, and that helps keep the baby chicks warm. This part over here is the feeder. So that's where the baby chicks can eat their food. I have over here, this is actually a jug of water where they can get a little bit of water down at the bottom, just like a cat water dish. And then I have a thermometer over here to double check that it is the right temperature, because baby chicks want to stay about 95 degrees for their first week of life. So very, very hot. So the mama hen is actually sitting on top of those chicks, keeping them warm. But since I don't have a mama hen and I'm hatching my chicks in an incubator, I am keeping them in this box here. So then let's see, I've got some videos of my 3-day-old chicks. So after 3 days, my baby chicks are pretty active. They're running around, and actually on the darker chicks, there's a bright white dot on one of the chick's beaks. I think it's this chick right here. So if you take a look at the front of that one's beak, it still has a bright white dot on the tip, and that's actually its egg tooth. I think those little black chicks were the last ones to hatch, so they still have some of their egg teeth. So the chicks are pecking all around, they're being very curious, but they need to be kept very, very warm. So, and the chicks grow really quickly. So let's take a look at what they look like when they're about a week and a half old. So let's look at, this is Tildy. She's only about a week and a half old, and already we can see on the ends of her wings, she is growing feathers. She's actually already growing feathers on her tail as well. And I have a video of her just a few days after that. So when she's 2 weeks old. So when she's 2 weeks old, this is what she looks like. So she is pretty big. She's perched on my knee. So she's getting a little larger, kind of like a bird you might see outside, like the size of a robin. And you can see she's got feathers on her shoulders now too, and even on her back. So she's growing feathers pretty quickly. So now let's take a look at what our chickens look like at 4 weeks old. So after 1 month, the chickens are getting a lot bigger. You can see they're flying around. They've got feathers on almost their whole body, but they're still a little bit fuzzy. They're definitely a lot more active and flying all over the place. And on warm, sunny days, they can start to be on the outside world. So they can start to be outside as long as it's warm enough. They still need to be kept about 75 to 80 degrees. So still pretty warm when they're 4 weeks old. And let's take a look at the baby chicks a little bit more closely. So over here, we can see their fluffy feathers, usually on their neck. They've got a lot more fuzzy feathers, but they've got a lot of feathers growing in all over their body. So they're kind of like half down and half real feathers at this point. And I have another question for you guys, and that is because I can actually start to tell the difference between the girls and the boys just barely at this point. So my question is, what is a young female chicken called? Is it called a girl? Is it called a pullet? Or is it called a hen? So this is a little tricky because it's just like how we have a baby, a girl, and a woman. So this is, I'm looking for the one that's the equivalent of a girl. So a young female chicken. So while we're waiting for that one, let's take a look at the boys versus the girls. So this one, he's becoming pretty obvious as a boy right here. So the reason why I think he is looking like a boy is because his comb right here is actually starting to grow. And just barely right here, we can start to see his red wattle. So the dangly red part off of his chin start to grow. These other ones, I can't really see it. So this chicken over here, she is definitely a girl. I knew that she grew up to be a girl. This one back here is still looking like a girl, but that one turned out to be a boy. So it's really hard to tell when they're really young until they get a little bit older and we can tell the differences. And what I would call a young female chicken is actually a pullet. So that is the answer to our question. Is a young female chicken is called a pullet. And they're usually called pullets until they start laying eggs. And when she grows up and she starts laying eggs, she's called a hen. So an adult female chicken is called a hen. This is the boy. And the boy, when he's young, he's actually referred to as a cockerel. And then when he is an adult, he is called a rooster. So we have different names for them when they're young from when they are full grown. So let's go back and see another video of our chicks at 8 weeks old. So at 8 weeks old, it looks like our chicks are looking pretty big, but if we listen, oh, now they're not making noise. Oh, there we go. There were just some little noises there. It's just these little chirps. So they actually still kind of sound like chicks even at 8 weeks old. At 8 weeks old, they can actually start living in the chicken coop with other chickens. As young as 6 weeks old, you can actually put them out there. So at 6 weeks old, they can start living outside. But these ones are 8 weeks old. We can see their colorful feathers, and they're taking a dust bath in my plant. So those chickens are almost full grown. So they've got feathers kind of all over their body, but they still don't have all of their adult feathers. So they're still working hard to grow in their adult feathers. So let's take a look at them at 4 months old. So at 4 months old, my chickens are looking like this. So you can hear now when you're listening to their noises. Oh, there was a little chortle right there. Some more little chortles. So now their voices are a little deeper. So their voices are sounding a lot more like what they sound like when they're adults. So they don't sound like chicks anymore. They're getting a lot bigger. They're actually about the size of a raven right now, or a crow. So they're much larger. Some of them might be full size, some are still growing. Tildy actually reached her full size because she's such a small chicken. And at 6 months old, I'll grab Tildy and bring her back into our presentation now. She doesn't want to leave her treats. So Tildy, this is her at, well, now she's 4 years old, but this is pretty much what she looked like at 6 months old. So I can actually have a picture of her at 6 months old. So at 6 months old, there she is. She looks like that. She is roughly a little bit smaller than the size of a cat. So you can see this is definitely one of my smaller chickens. The differences in her body is now she has a bright red comb. So at 6 months old, that's when this got really, really bright red. Whereas if we look at her at only 2.5, 3 months old, you can see she doesn't have the red comb. She doesn't have her red wattle, and even her feather coloring is a little bit different. So when she grew up, when she's 6 months old, she looks a lot more speckly. She has those spotted feathers. And at 6 months old, she is actually all ready to lay eggs. So that is the youngest she really starts laying eggs at. So now that is actually the end of our chicken presentation. And before I start answering questions, I wanted to start another question for you guys is, what do you want to learn next week? So next week, I'm going to do 2 lessons, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. On Tuesday, we're actually going to take a look at my live hatching eggs. So they should be hatching by about Tuesday. So we're going to do some chick updates on Tuesdays. And on Thursday, do you want to learn about exploring the garden? And we'll talk about all of the parts of the plant, especially the parts that we eat. So we're going to look at edible parts of the plant. And the other option is we could do Big Buzz About Bees, which is a honeybee presentation. So I can show you how my honeybees live, and I can open some hives. So answer right over here, and I am going to take some questions from you guys. So if you have some questions, type them in your chat box over here. So it looks like at the beginning, a lot of us were thinking about how long does it take for an egg to hatch? So think about it. Does anyone remember how long it takes an egg to hatch? And it takes 21 days. So that's 3 weeks. So it takes us 3 weeks to hatch that egg. Let me go full screen again. Let me see if there are any other questions. I'm just going to scroll through a little bit. It looks like, oh, someone asked me, why do I have a kitty cat? Because I have so many farm animals and they are all so useful. But then I have cats, which are not very useful to me. Some people, it's useful. A lot of farmers keep cats so that they keep the rodents away, because a lot of rodents like to eat chicken food. So they'll have their cats outside so that they catch the rats. My cats are not as useful. They are just pets and they're there because we love them. So, and our cats are actually, funnily enough, scared of the chickens. So they're very interested in the baby chicks when they are inside of the brooder. So when they're inside of their little cage and they're super tiny, the cats will look at them. But when I take them out and show them the chicks, they back away like it is the worst thing that they have ever seen. So they really don't like that very much. So it looks like we've got another question is like, does my chicken still have black spots? So this chicken, she is not, her spots are not quite as dark. I mentioned in our Farm Fun Chickens class that chickens molt. So when they lose their feathers and regrow new ones, this is so if they have damaged feathers, they can repair them. So Tildy has molted a few times in her life. She usually molts once every year. And so she has lost those feathers, and she's not quite as spotty as she was when she was younger. And then actually, we can see some of her damaged feathers. And they're only damaged because I clipped them. Tildy is my smallest chicken, which means she is really, really, really good at flying. This chicken can actually jump onto the roof of my house and hang out up there. So I've definitely gotten calls from the neighbors saying like, hey, just so you know, there's a chicken on the roof of your house. So that's always Tildy. She is a great escape artist. So let's see if she lets me. So here we can actually see I've trimmed her wing feathers. So those are her flight feathers, and that keeps her from jumping our fences. And that is really important. It doesn't hurt her at all. It's just like trimming a fingernail. And it keeps her from jumping into our neighbor's yard, because if our neighbors had a dog, they might want to eat Tildy. So I want to keep her safely in my yard. And I have to re-clip her feathers every year because she molts and loses her feathers and then regrows them. Let's see. I want to see if there's any more questions in here. So if anyone ended up missing this recording, I'm going to post this on YouTube shortly afterwards. So you can take a look on our website. So that's www.sagerfamilyfarm.com. And we will have links in our recordings to our YouTube channel, so you can actually see this via YouTube. And then we are also doing a live chick cam. So if you look in our calendar and look at the event for this class in particular, I have a link for our live chick cam. We expect our chicks to start hatching Monday mornings. That's Monday the 23rd. And they should be hatching on and off throughout the day until Tuesday afternoon. So that's Tuesday the 24th. And that's when we're going to do a chick update. So we'll do a live class like this where you can ask questions. And then I'm going to go back to our poll, and it looks like overwhelmingly people want to learn about the bees. So it looks like on Thursday, I will be talking about our honeybees. So I'll give you guys a tour of our backyard honeybees, and we'll even get a chance to open up the hives and look inside. So let me just make sure I didn't miss any other questions. It looks like I think I got them all. Oh, except for there's one is, why are there different egg colors? What's the difference between all of these? So the difference between the egg colors, different hens lay different colors, and they always lay the same color. So Tildy always lays a white egg, and Ruby from Tuesday, she always lays a chocolate brown egg. The difference between these eggs is it's just different proteins and colorings that the hens have. So just like there's different breeds of dog. So that's why they lay different egg colors, it's the different breed for them. And let's see. Oh, and there was another question is, why does it show a shadow when you put the flashlight on? So I have to use a really, 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 really strong flashlight. So my egg candler, so that's also, so in the past, they actually used to use candles held up, but I use this super strong flashlight. It's really bright. I'm not going to turn it on because it will probably be a little blinding. So I use this really bright flashlight and shine it at the very bottom of the egg. So I actually place the egg on top of the flashlight and hold my hand really tightly around it, so none of the light is going around inside. And actually, you can even try this at home. If you have a really bright flashlight, put your finger over top of it, and sometimes you can even see your veins shining through that. So that's why the really bright flashlights can shine through this very thin material. So try it with your finger at home. So if your parent's phone has a really strong flashlight, you can put your finger over it and see if you can see your veins through it. So let's see that I didn't miss any others. It looks like I got all my questions. If I didn't, feel free to have your parents email me afterwards. And thank you so much for joining me. Next week, we're going to do that chick update on Tuesday, and we're going to do a bee class on Thursday. So I hope you'll listen in then too. Thanks so much. Bye.